Peace. $1.50. Told you what it is. You already know. Y'all had an exhausting day with this album. The album did be like, the album is physical. It's abusive. I've been walking back and forth, pacing the living room, listening to this album for hours. It's like, you know what I mean? You got to check this album out. It's abusive. It's like, it's banging. So, like, check it out. I went through going in the booth. I went in the booth, right? I did the last couple of tracks, like Silver Pond, Gold Pond. Like, those were the last two tracks I did. So it was like, when I went in the booth, I had to upload all of the tracks to the link in the description. All the tracks are at the link of the album. The whole album is at the link in the description now. So now, what made it abusive, right? You got to go through. You gotta name each track. You got to put a price on the track. You gotta make sure it's not free. You got to do everything 100%. So it's like so abusive. Like I went in the booth. That was what it was. So then after I uploaded the album, that was what it was. Then after I played it, it was like, you know what I mean, I was listening to it because I still got the one monitor. Remember I told you I only had one monitor. So you know what I mean, I was like, you know what I mean, everything was what it was usually would be. But I had one change of plans. The monitors that I ordered, the speakers that I ordered, showed up today. They wasn't scheduled to be here until the 14th. So that's mad early. So when they got here, they was like, dun, 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 dun. Your package has arrived. So I was like, yeah, that's gonna be butter. But I finished the album, I uploaded the album, everything was finished. So all I had to do was hook up the monitor, the speakers, and you know what I mean? Once I hooked the speakers up, everything was good. I just turned on the system. The only difference was the difference of how the speakers sounded before and the difference after the speakers was hooked up was crazy. I've been listening to the album for hours. Abusive. You can't understand. I'm talking about abusive. When I play a track, it's like I review the track to see how it sounds, you know, on the system, and it's like abusive. I was walking back and forth listening to the track all day long, like for hours. My feet are aching right now. My back. I've been doing work trying to make sure that the album is 100%, and you know what I mean. And all you have to do, and your end is click on the link in the description and buy the album. That's all you have to do. It's like one track that's playing, but you know that's the main track, the name of the album. You know what I mean? The name of the album is Gold King, the Gold King. So to listen to that track, you know what I mean? You good. So all you gotta do is buy the album. You know what I mean? Next payday, whatever, buy the album. Crazy. I went through a crazy experience. Then it was like the intensity of staying on Twitter. You know, when I was on Twitter, you know what I mean? Like I get in challenging situations trying to keep the business card, because the business card, remember the business card, I keep up with the time, but I turn the business card over to the other side from hour to hour, or whenever time allows, I change the card over. So when I take the picture, it might say 9 o'clock, right? I have one side of the card. Then when it say 911, I take the other side of the card on American Lifetime time clock that I'm using. And notice that's the right time and day. You got me too. You got me. I'm gonna get on you about that because you knew the time of the clock when I was saying it was a time of clock could cost $300 or $400. You knew the time was wrong. That's funny. You ain't say nothing. You know what I mean? I'm gonna throw the comment in the description. I'm gonna throw a comment in the comment section. You didn't say nothing. You just left me looking crazy, like I knew what time it was. So it's going on 10 o'clock now. I'm gonna put 10 o'clock. I mean, I'm gonna put a comment in the comment section. But yo, the album is abusive. You gotta buy the album. The album is abusive. I went through when I was working on the album. It was so crazy that I had to upload the album. And then I had to upload the album. Let me put on my Germex. It's going on 10 o'clock. I had to upload the album, right? Then I had to make sure it was 100%. So nothing followed me from the comment I just made. So listen, after I uploaded the album, I had to keep double checking. You know, I go to Twitter and see if I click on the link and see how the album look from the other side, as opposed to working inside of the website and from the inside outside. Then I had to go on the outside of the website and check it on, see how it's functioning. So it's functioning. You can buy the album right now. You know what I'm saying? The Gold King. You know what I mean? And it's 13 tracks. It's fire. It's fire for the district. You know what I'm saying? You don't have nothing like that to listen to. Nobody. The content is outside of the usual content. No other artist in existence has the same content. It's just completely new content. And I'm not going to stop there. I'll probably be making music all summer long with the new monitor, new speakers. You know what I mean? I got the new studio, and I'm scheduled to get, like, remember when the picture was all dark and you couldn't see the blackboard, you couldn't see what writing. Now you can see the writing. You know what I mean? You can see what the date you got. It's got the right date up there. You can see all that now. You couldn't see it at first. It was all dark, and I was like, yo, I just, you know what I mean? I looked like I was down in the corner, like, yo, I just changed cameras and all that. And now I changed computers. That's what happened. I changed computers, and I was using the webcam. Now I'm using a 35 millimeter camera, a Rebel T6 camera that I had stopped using because the SD card stopped working. So I stopped using it. So now I just use the camera part of it to do live streams, as opposed to just letting it sit without using it. But I went to Amazon and I ordered a dummy battery for the M50. I got an M50 camera, Canon camera, a digital camera. It's an M50. I ordered a dummy battery so that you won't, like, now I got a battery on there. I don't have the plug for the battery. I don't have a fake battery to plug up so that the power don't run out. The power could run out on this battery because I just charged it and, started using it. So it's like, it's a few minutes. It should last. It shouldn't run out. But my point is, I ordered a dummy battery for the other camera I got. Now, the other camera I got is an M50. The M50 is butter, you know what I mean, for vlogging, tripod, you know what I mean? Whatever you're doing, the M50 will keep up with it. So listen. So now I ordered a card, it costs like a few dollars. It's a card you plug in with an HDMI connector and it plugs into the side of the computer. What it does is it converts the video to live stream so that it'll transfer like it transfers now. Like the way this transfers, it transfers it's an adapter. All it is an adapter from the M50 to the computer. That's all it is. I ordered that, and I ordered the dummy battery. That's it, and the monitors. That's all I ordered. So it's crazy. Like, you know what I mean? I got the monitors today, and it beat me down. It beat me until I got to this live stream. Once I got tired of walking back and forth, listening to what I made, I came upstairs and I started the live stream immediately. I just said, and you got to hear this. You got to hear what I'm saying, because it's a link in the description. The album is right there. You know what I mean? I didn't make no live streams all day. I did a live stream off the computer, but I didn't do a live stream like from Dolla50 International. Dolla50 International is just that. Dolla50 International. My fans, my audience, that's international. You know what I mean? Peace. What up? You know what I mean? I had to go through a fight to get here. Doing that album, it was a fight, because when you look at the intricacies of each piece of a chess piece, you know, it's like crazy, like to be able to convert the identity of a pawn to hip hop, convert the identity of a queen to hip hop, to convert the identity of a king to hip hop, you know what I mean? Then for it to be silver, gold, you know what I mean? It's one thing for it to be black or white. Black or white is like, you know what I mean? Okay, it's just a black king, it's just a white king. You look, you know what people look like. That's the end of it. You got to separate people from the piece. You got to, you know, that's black and white. You got to separate the pieces from the people. You got to know the difference of what that chemistry would look like, you know, from piece to piece. Now, when you get to silver and gold, now it's like the level of the caliber of conversation is like, you know what I mean? It's so far from the regular chessboard that, you know what I'm saying, you can see there's nobody in existence with the same caliber of an album. You can see that once you listen to it, but without listening to it, you don't really know. You can if you don't listen to it, you listen to it along the way. When I played each track individually, I played the majority of the tracks. I didn't play all the tracks, but you heard it along the way. Like, I let some of the tracks play, and some of the tracks I, you know, just leave them on the album. But yo, it's been crazy all day long. When I got the monitors in, I was like, yeah, you know what I mean? I'm gonna be able to listen to what I'm playing, what I'm saying, because I could hear what I'm saying, but I can't tell if the speakers match, you know, because the volume would seem low and high and all that, you know what I mean? So you gotta figure it out without. All I had was one monitor, one speaker, so I had to figure it out. So I didn't do bad, but you know what I mean? You might see a couple of tracks that's booming, you know what I mean? Then you might see another track that's like, you know what I mean? It's not as booming, like the bass might not really be, but it's butter. The whole album is butter. You gotta buy the album. If you buy the album, it's gonna be butter. It's gonna get you through the summer, no doubt. It'll get you through all year, the rest of the year. I mean, it's gonna take it there. It's gonna be, nobody else is there. That's what you're looking at, an album that nobody else is there. Like, especially like if you spiritually if you're a churchgoer, you're a pastor or something like that, it ain't no cursing in it. It ain't no, a bitch, this, it ain't nothing like that. It ain't nothing like that. A bitch killed Jesus, and it ain't nothing like that. I left that out of it because the pieces are like, you know, it speaks highly of people, but you know, it's not reflecting the people. You know what I'm saying? It's not connecting people to a piece of metal and you know, a piece on a chessboard. It's not connecting, nothing like that. But it speaks of like people and all that. You know what I mean? It reflects to like a person, but you know what I mean? I even say me all the time, you know, but it won't be like I'm connecting nothing to, you know, silver or gold, or you know what I mean? It's like it's a battle. It's a war type experience, you know, of a hip hop transition. It's like a hip hop conversion of battle. You know what I mean? When you look at the battle of a war, you know, it's one thing, but for somebody to explain, no, this piece is for this piece here, don't move this piece unless you go and do this, unless you plan on doing this over here. You know, it does that. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy for it to be silver and gold as opposed to black and white. That's crazy. Converting it is crazy. Like, you know what I mean? You gotta buy the album. You gotta buy the album. I said I was gonna do a live stream for my audience and let them know exactly what's going on with this new album that I put together in no time. You know what I'm saying? The work is done. You know, I soon reap the rewards of everybody's flocking in to buy the album. You know what I'm saying? I soon reap the rewards. I'm promoting my album now. Now I'm doing the promotion part of it. When I did the work, it's still work, but you know what I mean? Now I'm like hyping it up. You know, usually people go to talk shows and be like, yeah, I just did an album. You know what I mean? My name is blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? I'm from Brooklyn, New York, born and raised. I've been doing hip hop from day one. You know, my gray hairs aren't real gray hairs. I got the gray dye in I got the gray dye. It's not real grays. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, you know, you want the rewards of your efforts. You know what I'm saying? When I'm talking vaccines, when I'm talking stimulus checks, when I'm talking, because all this was going on while I was doing my work, while I was working on the album, uploading it and all that to my website and all that, I was still doing the vaccines and the stimulus check the whole time. Like, I don't get paid enough, you know what I mean, to do all that. But, you know, I get a Social Security joint, you know what I mean? I just be making ends meet for now. But, you know, Nancy Pelosi been contacted. I called her and said, you know, I got a gavel plaque made with a sequence of names on it: Moderna, Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, Novavax, FedEx, UPS, United States Postal Service, OSHA, Center for Disease Control, Luxor Hotel in Las Vegas. That hotel is a primary focal point for me because a lot of the chemistry that I compose is surrounded around, you know, architectural extremes that are in the same place for a long, long time, like the pyramids of Africa being around for so long, and then they replicating the pyramid in Las Vegas, and it being one of them locations you always reflect to, you know, something that real, you know, never being to Africa or never being allowed to go back to Africa to see what the difference is. So just being able to go there, I haven't never been there. I've never been there. I said I was going to use the platform of a difference because when I change districts, say hypothetically I get my channel card today or tomorrow, I can't be in this district with a 900G joint. You know, my album do well. I cop a 900G joint. So the 900G joint not going to look right here. I gotta transition to a different district. So whatever district I go to, I gotta be somewhere somewhat compatible to the environment. You know what I mean? The compatibility. I won't just be transferring. You know, I don't want nobody following me from this district to another district. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to just say, well, I'm gonna buy a house soon as I transition. I gotta move through the mainstream first. I gotta figure out, you know what I mean? My audience gonna be involved, no doubt. My audience gonna be like, every step of the way, you go on me, I'm gonna be like, boom, I'm gonna be playing my music in the background. I'm gonna be showing the car. I'm gonna be showing the car, you know what I mean? I'm gonna be dressed a certain way. You You know what I mean? I'm gonna be trimmed, everything gonna be trimmed up. You know what I mean? Certain way. I'm gonna do it a certain way because the experience is real. Like even when I did the album, I told you how I was doing the album the same exact way. But the only difference is I got on the same joint. I got on this joint, right? Hearts Club Diamond Spades. You know what I mean? I got this joint on with the 52 on the dice, with the Streets by Dolla50. I got the north, south, east, and west on there. North, south, east, and west. Yo, so it's crazy the same way. Everything transfers the same way I appear. The only difference is a lot of damn work. You know what I'm saying? You gotta buy the album. You can't. A lot of work. I've been doing a lot of work all day trying to make sure this album was 100%. You know what I mean? I've been doing a lot of work. And, you know, the rewards are so on the surface. You know, when the rewards, like, don't try and calculate, you know, where the 900G joint is coming from, because Dolla50 International is exactly that. Dolla50 International. Once I compose a certain content that's international, don't try and follow what I'm making off the joint, because it might be anywhere internationally. It might be anywhere. That's how I'm looking at it. I'm not your conventional artist, you know what I'm saying? I'm a high caliber artist. I deal with extremes like the pandemic. I deal with extremes like the stimulus checks. I deal with extremes like the Bible, a bitch killed Jesus. I deal with those extremes, you know what I'm saying? And when people challenge me with those extremes present, it's really turbulent. Like, you know what I mean? I heard what you said. You know, motherfucker, you know, don't be saying that. It really gets like that. My delivery is well. I deliver well, you know what I mean? And I deliver real content at the same time. I deliver well and I deliver real content. I get you know, happy smiles on my live streams. You listen to my live stream right now and you don't have no problem with it. You just like all good with my live stream. I do have a problem with this bootleg operation they got hooked up, where I look at my screen and it's only one person showing up. I know it's more than one person because, you know what I'm saying, I generate a certain audience. When I get to my album, you know what I'm saying, it's like the audience is going to be the same caliber of information. It's going to reflect the same caliber of information that I generate. So, you know, I don't expect it to be, you know, one down. Like when I the thing about my live streams right now, I could tell it's different people watching the live stream, but the bootleg operation got, when I put a comment, I'm gonna put a comment right now. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use the Germex. Germex, nothing follow me. This is digital right now. This is digital. Germex is digitally transferring while I'm doing this live stream. This is digital, right? All right, it's digital. It's still not 10 o'clock yet. I'm gonna transfer a comment. And what happens is I don't have nobody on the comment section. It may be something wrong with the way I'm doing the live stream, anything. But my comments working, and nobody's comment. It's like this bootleg operation is in the way of what I'm doing, but I'm figuring it out. I just started doing live streams, and you know what I mean? I'm figuring out how to do live streams. Like I don't do it with the download. I do it with the webcam. When I do it with the webcam, it comes out. The webcam comes out like I am now. But the software, when I download the software, I'll be able to, you know, hook up everything the way it's supposed to be. I'm just figuring it out now. when I get the connector, the adapter, and the dummy battery, and the M50 I start using the M50. That's when I'm gonna go hard on it. I'm gonna go a little hard on it, try and get the live stream to come back. It's coming back better than what it was, because it was just like I was in a dark corner at one time, with just the webcam off of the computer working. You know what I mean? And it just got a little bit of light in the lens and all that. That was different. But this way, with the camera, the Rebel T6 camera, where the SD card stopped working, but the camera still worked, I was like, yo, let me just hook this up to see if it worked. And it worked. I was like, boom. I had to download EOS Utility, though, for it to get it to work. It didn't just work on its own. You got to download EOS Utility. That's the name of it for Canon EOS Utility. So when I downloaded that, and you know what I mean, and everything was good, you know what I mean, it came out all right. So listen. So what I'm gonna do is let me see. All right, so a little bit of time went by. All right, the album. Click on the link in the description. If you don't even want to listen to music, it's so abusive. I was listening to the music for hours. Abusive. That way, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I can't believe this music got me going like this. Like, I mean, I hooked up the speakers like instantly. It didn't take no time to hook up the speakers. But once I heard it, I was like, boom. I was listening to the music for a minute, for hours, because I had to sort out what I was doing. I was still, taking pictures of the clock, updating, putting updates on Twitter, because I shared a couple of tracks on Twitter from the website. I did it like that. You know what I mean? I was figuring out different ways how to handle the album, and while still promoting it. So it got challenging, but it wasn't. It was abusive. That's what I would say. It's abusive. Like, you listen to that, and you just be like, if you're driving your car, you won't just drive your car and go to the store. You drive your car and be like, I gotta finish listening to how this sound. You know what I mean? It's like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're gonna listen to the whole thing, because it's like a story. It's like a story. And then when you hear like a reflection of yourself, like, you might see it. You might look like a knight. You might look like a gold. Remember the gold knight? The gold knight was like, it started at 9 o'clock at nighttime, 9/11, and it got to 9/11. It started at 9/11 p.m. and it was nighttime, actually night. And it was like, converting that into hip hop was crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Nobody's doing that. Like, nobody ever did that before. Convert the silver and gold chest to hip hop. I did it. I converted black and white chest to hip hop, but I never converted gold and silver chest to hip hop. Now, black and white chest and hip hop looks one way right now. The white pawn, the black pawn, the white king, the black king. It looks one way right now. But when the people hear this gold and silver joint, this is crazy. And Genesis is crazy. Genesis is like, you know what I mean? It starts out with Genesis, like the Bible, you know what I mean? How Jesus was killed in the Bible and all that. It starts out a certain way. It's a good read. You read. It's like almost like it's hip hop, but it's like your eyes be like, why like this without watching TV? It grab you like that if you're not looking. If you're not looking, it'll grab you. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back down there, figure out something else, you know what I mean, to make sure it's 100%, because I don't know if anybody bought anything yet. I gotta figure out, what's transferring, what's not transferring. See this is my first live stream after the album. I didn't do no other live streams before this. I had the battery in the charger. Once I finished recording and getting the speakers and hooking up the speakers and playing it back, because when I hooked it up like I went from 1 to 13 on the computer. I didn't go to the website to play it back. I just went on the computer and went through the whole album and hit play. You know what I mean? Abusive. You can't do that. If you just walk around in your living room and hit play on all 13 tracks, that's abusive to be walking around. That's abusive. You're not just gonna be sitting around listening to those 13. Some people do that, playing cards or something like that. But it's like I was like pacing around, like walking around, working on taking pictures and stuff like that for Twitter, and you know what I mean? It was like that. So it was like I had to really, endure the experience. I had to endure the experience. It was crazy a certain way. Like, you know what I mean? Once you buy the album, you're gonna see what I'm saying. Like, if the work I had to do to put the album together was abusive. Once I had to listen to, what the work I did through the new speakers. When I did the work through the new speakers, that's what made it crazy. Like, I wasn't dancing or nothing, but you know what I mean? It grabbed your attention to be all there. Like, you know what I mean? You have your attention completely on what you're doing. So click on the link in the description. If you don't want to listen to no music, you know what I mean? Click on the link in the description. Feel free to donate. Donate, in the same way you can purchase the album now. Instead of donating, you got the option to purchase the album. I'm going to upload some more music, not today, but, as we go through the summer, I'm going to make sure my audience is good. You know what I mean? I'll make sure the audience know exactly what's going on, every step of the way. So, the audience be in tune. Once I change districts, that's going to be crazy. That's going to be crazy. When I change districts and the channel card and all that, that's what I'm saying. Support the album now. And when I start going through transitional experiences and you start seeing what the difference is, and you can do the same thing. You can do the same thing. You can follow my lead, but don't follow me somewhere and it gets crazy, like security be like, you can't get past this point and all that. Don't even mess around like that. Just follow the story, you know what I mean? And do it like that. Because when I transition, I'm not going to be in one place. I'm going to be moving around. I'm going to be doing it a certain way. You know what I mean? And the channel card, that's how I'm going to do YouTube. I got to have a channel card. I got to have a channel card for YouTube. I'm not just going to do it like moving around. I might move around if my options present themselves. I might move around, but I want the channel card. Peace. Dolla50. You already know. Subscribe to Dolla50 International. Throw your likes up there. Throw your likes up now. You know what I'm saying? You gotta start communicating with the album sound like to you. You know what I'm saying? Just so people will hear you. You know what I mean? Peace. Dolla50.